The case that I've chosen is the United States of America versus Colonial Pipeline Company, Inc. The plaintiff in this case is the United States of America. The defendant is Colonial Pipeline Company, Inc. The case was held in the United States District Court, Georgia, Atlanta Division. September 23rd, 2002 was the writing of this finding. The presiding judge is Camp, District Judge Camp. The plaintiff, the United States of America, through the Environmental Protection Agency, seeks injunctive relief and civil penalties pursuant to the Clean Water Act against defendant, Colonial Pipeline Company, for alleged discharges of oil into the navigable waters and adjoining shorelines of the United States of America. Background: in June of 1996, a segment of defendant's pipeline ruptured, resulting in an unpermitted discharge of 957,600 gallons of diesel fuel into the Reedy River in Simpsonville, South Carolina. The Reedy River is defined as navigable water within Section 502(7) of the Clean Water Act. The discharge caused a film or sheen, oily chemical substance with discoloration on the surface of the Reedy River. The discharge caused a violation of applicable water quality standards. The defendant does not dispute the following unpermitted discharges of pollutants. April 1996, discharge 1,386 gallons of gasoline into the natural environment, with which some entered into an unnamed creek and its adjoining shoreline near Blacksburg, South Carolina. Further background: the undisputed facts taken from the defendant's response to plaintiff's statement of undisputed material facts are as follows. The defendant operates an underground pipeline consisting of over 5,300 miles of pipe. The defendant's pipeline goes across several states, extending from Texas to New York Harbor. There are 12 states between Texas and New York that the pipeline consists of. In the average day, the defendant's pipeline system carries more than 80 million gallons of oil and other petroleum products from Texas to New Jersey. And under Section 502(6) of the Clean Water Act, when discharged from a point source in the navigable waters, the petroleum products transported in pipeline are pollutants. The plaintiff alleges approximately 20 different spills in violation of the Clean Water Act by defendant Colonial Pipeline Company, Inc. The scope of liability for civil penalties. The plaintiff seeks summary judgment as to defendant's liability for civil penalties under Section 311B of Clean Water Act for 6 discharges of pollutants into water of the United States. Defendant does not dispute that it is liable as to civil penalties for the 6 charges alleged by plaintiff. However, defendant seeks summary judgment as to the scope of liability for such discharges. The 6 discharges at issue are the Reedy River spill in Simpsonville, South Carolina, the April 23rd, 1996 discharge near Blacksburg, South Carolina into an unnamed creek, the May 17, 1996 discharge into an unnamed creek near Greensboro, North Carolina, the May 30, 1997 discharge into an unnamed creek near Athens, Georgia, the February 9th and 10th, 1999 into Goose Creek and the Tennessee River in Knoxville, Tennessee, and the May 19, 2000 discharge of kerosene and a sheen of about 40 feet by 40 feet in a pond near Greensboro, North Carolina. Injunctive relief and jurisdiction of PSA. The defendant argues that plaintiff may not seek the injunctive relief demanded in the complaint because, pursuant to the Pipeline Safety Act, this type of relief is within the jurisdiction of the United States Department of Transportation, Office of Pipeline Security, or Pipeline Safety. The defendant also argues that the relief sought by plaintiff under Section 311E is inappropriate, as no court has been asked to interpret this provision, and relief under the provision is limited to cleanup and removal. Statement of law. The Clean Water Act was created by Congress to restore and maintain the chemical, physical, and biological integrity of the nation's waters. Pursuant to Section 301 of the Clean Water Act, it is unlawful for a party to discharge pollutants unless such discharge has been authorized through a permit program. The enforcement mechanism for Section 301, Section 309 allows the administrator to either issue a compliance order or bring a civil action against any person in violation of Section 301 or in violation of a permit condition. If the administrator chooses to bring a civil action, the administrator may seek appropriate relief, including a permanent or temporary injunction. An additional provision of the Clean Water Act, Section 311, makes it unlawful to discharge oil or hazardous substances into the navigable rivers and adjoining shorelines of the United States of America. The enforcement mechanism for 311 allows the Attorney General to secure any relief as may be necessary to abate endangerment when the President has determined